Hello world, hello Philippines, hello lives in the whole world. I'm coming back again as quick as a lightning light of 3 times 10 to the 8 meter per second. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we will be back in discussing some of the vocabulary. Okay, I have 16 here. Shall we say some of it you encountered it already and some not, but most of it you encountered that sure. Okay, so this is gonna be our 16 terminologies as part of upgrading and enhancing our vocabulary. So through these things or through these techniques and strategies, we can augment our learning in terms of English language. Okay, guys. For some, it looks like lenient, but for some, it's already complex. But for some, it's also smooth flowing, right? But for others, also struggling. But for others, also a little bit of easy, things like that. So it depends on how you manage to do this or to listen with my discussion. Okay, so these 16 terminologies as part of upgrading our vocabulary so that we can come up with a good English speaking skills and also writing skills. This come from science in the topics of science, health, education, technology, politics, safety, food, sports, movies, music, entertainment, engineering, advertisement, commercial, computer, money matters, finance, transportation, history. We have environment that talks about mainly on the ecology and the ecosystem. Okay, we have it's gonna be like that. So all you enjoyed daily ala tool or everyday found here. Okay, no escape. But only missing here is the spirituality or the religion. I may add religion here. Okay, so because some will pray a lot, some will pray less, some will pray seriously, and some will pray in a shallow manner just to show that they are praying. Okay, so it depends on the level, but that belongs to religion, right? You get the point. Okay, religion. Okay, again. So science, health, education, technology, politics, safety, religion, food, sports, movies, music, entertainment, engineering, computer, mathematics, and finance, and transportation, okay, history, environment, ecology, ecosystem, and business. Okay, if you love to play basketball, then it's under sports. If you love to play chess, it's under sports again, or table tennis, or cricket, right? If you love to watch different Hollywood movies, and that's under movies, of course. And then if you love listening sounds, music, piano, instrumentals, or whatever type of genre in music, it's under music or entertainment. It's gonna be like or dancing, singing like that. Okay, if you love calculation, design, like that, taking into account the physical parameters like heat, temperature, pressure, volume, flow rate, the torque. You get the point, the torque, and then the inertia, moment of inertia, acceleration, velocity, things like that. Okay, and then you'll be able to indulge in engineering. If you love also talking about the LCD, liquid crystal display, the resolution of your computer screen, how vivid is that, how transparent is that, how bright the color of your screen, and then how hefty or large or extensive your storage, okay, or your hard drive, or then talking about also CPU, central processing unit, talking about www, World Wide Web, talking about the netizens, talking about social media. It's gonna be talking about computer, right? And in money matters, of course, your cash flows like debit, credit, expenses, disbursements, okay, finances, right, or finances. Okay, so often confusing pronunciation with regards to I, huh? Because, for example, advertisement, sometimes advertisement, and you have to be extra careful. What is the standard pronunciation for that? Okay, there's a lot. You get the point. Horizon. So you may choose, and sometimes you will choose the wrong one. You get the point? That's why I need you to double check and verify in the dictionary and correct me if I pronounced it wrongly, okay? Because I'm not also into phonetics. I'm not studying prosody in journalism or in English language. I'm just loving English. You get the point? Because I'm into journalism when I was in high school and in college days. So things like that, okay? So I'm not majoring in English. In fact, I'm not an English teacher. You get the point? I just love to do vlogging about English language for now. Okay, as part of my flexibility and versatility aside from academics. Though English also is an academic subject, right? Aside from more technical information like science, okay, chemistry, environmental science, physics, astronomy, astrology, things like the whatever, or biochemistry or biochemical engineering. Wow, I love it. Okay, it's gonna be like that. So education, it's so broad, right? Talking about education, okay. For example, we must improve our educational system, diba? To make our children productive in terms of acquiring knowledge that they will be able to use it in the future to improve the state of the quality of life for our country, like that, and improve also the economy, okay, and to change the world into a better place to live in, just to make the world go round and everybody will be happy and satisfied for the positive impact that the education brought to us while learning a lot in our education from preschool, kindergarten, elementary, senior high school, junior high school, like that, college, and Chuchu. Okay, and then technology, a lot, too much advanced technology. Sometimes it would really deteriorate our ability of increasing our cognitive mental ability or our learning or our intelligence because we use that in a very shallow endeavor or shallow undertaking. What? Shallow undertaking or shallow activities or shallow engagements or indulgements or whatever. Okay, you call that in grammar or vocabulary. You get the point? Technology is state of the art. Wow, advanced, high tech or high tech. High technology. Get the point? Oh, politics, I love it. There's a war in politics. Lenny Robredo versus Bongbong Marcos. Yeah, you love it, right? So especially if you want to earn money on to increase your revenues, and you have to go to politics because politics is a hot issue. You get the point? Just to repost the vlogger that is more good, and then you repost that in your vlog, then you can make money already, even though the content not coming from yours. You will also say a little bit like that because you found difficulty to create your own content, right? Things like that. Okay, so that's why you cannot say that the one who is trending or the one who have so many views are really smart and brilliant vloggers. No, it's not. It's popularity. You get the point, or influential people. For example, politicians, okay, celebrities like that, okay. So these are really a boom, boom, or trending in our social media today. But it doesn't mean they are smart, brilliant, competent, proficient, okay, specialized. Okay, you get the point. Some of them are copycat, don't have their originality. You get the point. Since the world is fortified with a lot of imitation, first class imitation without creativity, then they will be enjoying to that. You get the point. So let's try to be unique to establish our own uniqueness by having our own content and creativity. Sorry for those naligsan ako guys ha, because I'll just set up a high standard. Okay, you get the point? So I always say that to you that I don't script out my vlog. I don't prepare. Okay? I don't organize. I did it on the spot. If I love it to vlog, and there it goes. Okay? What you see is what you get. Okay? Like that. You get the point. Now we go to the 16 vocabularies. Oh my gosh. Of course, I will write that comes from my brain. Okay? But I'll never refer to, YouTube or whatever, things like that. Then if I found it, I got mistakes, and I will go to the website to review like that. Meaning I use only as a confirmatory. Okay, you get the point? Not really the source of learning, confirmatory. Then after that confirming, there's another words also. Then I will research, and it will add learning from me. As much as I could, I will try my best very, very well to use my own brain cells rather than depending on the Google search engine, things like that. I don't love copy paste, sorry. Okay, I love to, conceptualize my own statements. Okay, my own caption, my own headlining, my own comment, my own vlog, my own article, my own write-up, my own conversation. Wow, my own sharing of information in virtual platform of communication. Wow, virtual. What's virtual, by the way? Okay, things like that. So, okay, first, I will say the term and you will be able to have your own synonyms for this. Actually, vocabulary talks about synonyms, antonyms, homonyms, and what the others? Rhyming, right? Or prosody, right? You get the point. We will never touch phonetics, guys, because I'm poor to that. I just loving pronunciation, diction, intonation, the modulation of the voice, but I'm not into phonetics. You get the point. Okay, number one, rejuvenating. I will mention all first. Number two, amateur. Wow, there's an amateur singing contest there in Panataran, San Fernando. Example only. Number three, abolish. Number four, adequate. Number five, shield. Okay. Number six, amplify. Oh, amplifier, just like a speaker, right? Okay, number six, jubilant. Oh my gosh. Number seven, lenient. Number eight, handy or common, right? Okay. Number nine, captivate. Wow, captivate. I want to captivate your heart so that you will fall in love with me, right? Things like that. Okay, blend. Okay, what's blend? It's just like mixing in a proper proportion, right? Okay, so blend. Okay, we have, or fortification, meaning you have to fortify with other ingredients in your menu or whatever, or in your composition if you manufacture a desired product in certain processes, operations, in different factories and companies. It could be locally or internationally produced. It depends on you, right? Okay. Number 11, genuine. 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 Okay. Number 12, fragile. Wow, why I did not say fragile? So, I is confusing in the pronunciation. Okay. Be careful also, guys. Huh? I'm not perfect to this. I'm not also poor, but I'm only in the average. Okay. Number 13, mesmerize. Mesmerize. Okay. Number 14, recapitulate. Wow. Recapitulate. Number 15, inculcate. Wow, I love this word. Inculcate. Okay. In order to remember lessons in life, we need to inculcate that to our lives. Okay. So inculcate. Ganon. Okay. So now let's go to the synonyms. Then I will ask you what are the possible synonyms based on your learning and understanding. Then I have also to say mine. Okay. Rejuvenating. What you understand about rejuvenating? Okay. So for example, I will use that in a sentence. I would love to go to the beach because I want to be rejuvenated. Things like that. And then, oh my gosh, I want to explore the mountainous hill. It's very, very useful for me in order to rejuvenate my feelings because I was so stressed a while ago. All right. So I use in different form, rejuvenated, rejuvenate, present tense, like that, or let's say continuous tense. Okay, like that. So I will use that in another way. Oh my gosh, the heat of the sun was so rejuvenating. I enjoyed it. Really? Would you try it? Like that. So I mix the questioning and giving you an information in a closed statement, and I back up that with a question. You get the point? So, oh my gosh, on the spot. Okay, what's the synonyms for this? Okay, that's using in a sentence, right? And now the synonyms for this is gonna be relaxing, okay, refreshing, okay, to make yourself young, better, looks better, and physically fit, and also physically active, and also more vital and dynamic. So that's the synonyms of, or the definition of rejuvenating. So more can be applied in tourism. You know, tourism, like the beaches, you go to different zoos like that, or animal park, things like that, or let us say a riding entertainment for the, it could be only but not be for the children, but also for the adult, right? For example, there's a roller coaster, a Ferris wheel. We have also the caterpillar. I'm not saying the caterpillar shoes, okay? The caterpillar, which is an equipment for enjoyment, a ride, to take a ride with our children, right? Just like an amusement park in which there are different or various rides inside. You got a point? Okay, right? It's gonna be like that. So, oh, rejuvenating. Sometimes also you will use rejuvenating term, especially when you are enjoying doing vlogging. You use that as a rejuvenating technique or rejuvenating task for you, because you will be happy, you will be refreshed in doing that. So it doesn't mean only in tourism, in a day-to-day life. For example, oh, I'll sing today because if I'll sing, I will be rejuvenated. Things like that. Okay, so other also try to walk on the oval or whatever, or they go to another place just to rejuvenate themselves, to stay young, to look better, to look vital, to feel better, like that. So refreshing, relaxing, and chuva chuchu and everything. That's rejuvenating. So you can now use that in a sentence whenever you will try to have your monologue, your, or let us say declamation, or extemporaneous speech, or public speech, or sometimes you can be able to deal with, or you give speech about entertainment, then you can use this in a sentence, or sometimes in a normal conversation in a day-to-day life, such as in a colloquial statement, in everyday speech that you try to talk with your parents, you try to talk with your nieces, nephews, your colleagues, your friends, or anybody else around you. Then you can also, oh my gosh, I love to rejuvenate myself. Let's go to the park. Like, let's enjoy the moment that the Lord gave to us. Things like that. Okay, so number 2, we have amateur. Wow, I love to join amateur singing contest. Not by winning, but by just building and improving my self-confidence, to eliminate my stage fright and the fear of stage. Like that. Okay, so what is this all about? So amateur means beginner. Okay, neophyte, first timer, unskillful, inexperienced, and also callous. Well, callous. What? Ano ba yung callous? Okay, because callous, C-A-L-L-O-W, is meaning no experience of the world. The world there is not literal in definition or in meaning, meaning task, profession, work, or whatever. Okay? So, oh, you are callous. I love to teach something about you to improve your learning, because sometimes I observed that you are really callous. Things like that. Okay, so number 3, abolish. Okay, abolish is very easy to understand. It's common nowadays, right? But it's rarely also used, because it's normally used in if talking about law, a policy, or rules and regulations, that it has something to do with abolishment, or it has been abolished, by the way. If you are not sure with the abolishment term, so let's modify the sentence, right? It's up to us how to modify, how to structure our sentence, right? To look it appealing and to be heard it pleasantly. You get the point? So think abolish, meaning to cancelled, to stopped, okay, to hold permanently, like that, to eradicate, to eliminate, to destroy. Once you destroy, it will be stopped permanently and infinitely and immeasurably. You get the point? Meaning, till the whole world will end, meaning infinite, things like that. Or you can stop that if you try to abolish, meaning it is not existent anymore. You get the point? If it is a law or a policy, it will never exist anymore. And then if it is only a feeling, for now, it will stop and then again it will come back. Meaning you abolish it momentarily. So it depends on the situation how you apply that. You get the point? Oh my gosh, I will abolish my feelings of always falling in love to somebody else but that doesn't love me at all. Again, you stop it and again you come back doing it again. You will fall in love to another people, things like that, because that you abolished it temporarily or momentarily, meaning not permanent. You get the point, and that's the synonyms of abolish. I love the term eradicate. I always apply this in my journalism days when I was in high school. Okay, things like that. And also sometimes you'll say annihilate. Okay, things like that. So things like this, guys. If I will be able to discuss vocabulary, so many words that will come into my brain cells will flash back on the spot. Things like to annihilate, right? Meaning also to destroy, to stop it. Okay, like that. Okay, you get the point. And number 4, we have adequate, common to procedures making, procedural makings, policy making, like that. Or what else? Or mission statement, conceptualization, and then or making a story or anything as you wish. Or in a sentence, you can do that also by uttering words, uttering statements. Uttered meaning you need to express or say it. That's utter. U-T-T-E-R. Same thing like deliver, speech. You will be able to deliver a speech or utter, things like that. Or say or speak, like that. Okay, you got the point. Things like that. Okay, that's gonna be what's adequate meaning. So it looks like not complex, right? But still we need to refresh. Okay, so it's gonna be sufficient, enough, ample, like that. Okay, and also plenty. Okay, you can use either sufficient, enough, adequate, ample, plenty, like that. But adequate is the, is the professional term out of that. Sometimes sufficient also. Oh my gosh, there's sufficient lighting and I can work because the illumination is very tremendous. Wow, vocabulary, huh? Yes, because the light is so intense that I can see clearly things around me. Okay, tremendous. Well, okay, get the point. It's gonna be like that. That's adequate. Okay, number 5. Oh, shield. When you talk about shield, it has to do something with a covering, a protection. You get the point? The shield, or you need to be defended with somebody else as your shield. For example, your parents, your family is your shield against any harm by, destroying your reputation and dignity. They will fight for you. They will act as your shield. Okay, you got the point? So, shield meaning covering, protection, and defend. It depends on defend. D-E-F-E-N-D. I'm not saying depend. Defend. Okay, covering and protection. Oh my gosh! The zinc metal is a good shielding in order the alpha particles will not pass into it during alpha radiation emission. Like that, if you talk about, transmutation topic in radiation in chemistry, you get a point. Or decaying topic or transmutation, like, in chemistry, For example, a cobalt 60 will decay after 2 years. What is the half-life out of it? Things like that. And what is the shield material that will be used for that in order to stop that kind of radiation? Like that. So shield, covering, like that, defend or protection. Okay, so things like that. So just note the important words that came out from my mouth because the others are only chit chat. You got the point? Meaning only beautification, artistry, articulation, go to the main keywords that I discussed to you guys, right? Okay, if you love English language, if you don't, of course, you will vanish out from my sight. Okay, so number 6, we have here amplify. Amplify. What do you mean by amplify? So it's gonna be the root word of amplifier. It looks like an intensification of the sound intensity. Things like that. Of the just like a speaker. You get the point? So I cannot really differentiate the exact and specific differentiation or distinction among or between amplifier and speaker, but I think it has the same purpose generally, but technically I think there's a little difference for the two. Okay, but since I'm not a sound engineer, I'm not an electrical engineer, so I have only a little knowledge about that. Okay, and our topic also is in English language vocabulary, right? Okay, we don't have to deal with that. Okay, so amplify, meaning to intensify. Okay. Oh my gosh, I want to intensify my voice in singing so that when I deliver it, all of us can understand because of the emotions I conveyed to them. Right? Emotions. Okay, get the point. So you intensify, meaning to say you give full of energy. Intensify, meaning you need to augment, to increase. Okay, like that. And what else? To increase, to raise, to augment, to enhance, to upgrade, like that. Okay, get the point. Oh, I want to augment my style in singing. Meaning you need to upgrade. Oh my gosh, your mobile phone is very obsolete. You know, the model, it's not been augmented. Wow. Right? Oh my gosh, the sound intensity is amplified very high. Okay, it talks about the intensity, the loudness, like that what it means. Okay, got the point for amplify again, intensify, enhance, upgrade, augment, increase, raise, or escalate. I love the word escalate. I always use this in my report, in my daily reports, in my work. I love really escalate, especially when I report, when I do the reporting in incident and accident, things like that. I always use the escalate. I love it, and also the enhance, you know, and sometimes also upgrade. But you know, upgrade usually used in technology. When you deal with gadgets, laptops, or modern technology, it has to do something with that, the utilization of upgrade. Or it's gonna be apparatus, equipment, machineries, especially that is very new model, high tech. Then you will say, oh my gosh, diba? It was augmented, it was upgraded. Oh my gosh, the 1987 Philippine Constitution of the Philippines has not been augmented, has not been upgraded, but now it's already 2023. What happens to our law? It looks like there's so many loopholes and rotten contents there that are not really amended to protect themselves from corruption and extortion. Wow, extortion talaga. Extortion meaning that is a kind of graft and corruption. Okay, you get the point? So they can do it internally, externally, or as their top secret. They will be the one to do that. Their colleagues, all are politicians. And they did conspiracy with each other and collaboration. Okay, and then when they feel so extremely jealous with one another because the other politicians have so many revenue in graft and corruption, they will try also to connive the other politicians, meaning they make intrigues that they are making honesty like that, but in reality it's not. They are pretending to be honest, but deep inside not. Okay, they are only cynical. meaning they're only to their self-interest in doing the public service, but at the top of all, or inside their hearts, they are cynical, meaning politicians that involve self-interest, okay, for their own growth and for their own good only. That's why they need to be jealous and pull out other politicians at their back or whatever. Things like that. This is a story of politics. That's why I don't want to vlog politics. It's very dirty. You get the point? So it doesn't produce prolific offshoot in the society. Meaning it doesn't produce productive results in the community. You get the point? So it looks like always are quarreling with each other, with hated speech, sloppy comments in the social media, harsh words, rebuke, censure, or name it, all the negativism that the world can offer. You get the point. So that's why I don't love politics. And most of the political vloggers are earning money through politician support. They never tell the truth. They will never call out. For example, yes, I am a BBM supporter, but we need to call out if they did something wrong for our country because we are for the Filipinos, not for the certain few. If that is the case, then you are paid. You get the point? If you are paid, you cannot tell the truth. You get the point? So you always reverse the scenario from reality, then you will tell absurd statements to the public. Absurd means fictitious or false claims. You get the point? So the reverse of being true like that or trustworthy. You got the point? So fact. Okay, so that's why you should not be paid by these political leaders. So if that is the case, you should change your perception in life. You should not depend on the revenues and the views being a political vlogger. If that is the case, then nga, because nobody will support you, financially support you in your vlogs. Especially these political leaders are paying you to become smooth and to become good, to be pleasant. Their reputation and dignity will be pleasant to other people as well. So you need to cover up them. No, it's not. You are not relevant to the society if you cover up their mistakes. Okay, if you try to elevate and escalate the reputation from being bad to good, then in reality it's not. You are pretending. You get the point? So you are also one of the pagan, as Jesus told us in the past, in religion, in our doctrine, in Christianity. So you don't have to tell lies if it is not real. You get the point? And we have the responsibility to correct that in the first place. You get the point? Whoever we are, even if we are the lowest level in the society, even if we don't have an education, even also we are lofty in our environment. Lofty meaning high positions in life. Okay, we need to tell the truth. We don't need to tolerate and fabricate things out in favor of our own self-interest. You get a point? Okay, vloggers, I warn you, do not try to destroy Madam Maharlika. She's telling the truth. Okay, she is a BBM vlogger, but she looks like opposite now. Okay, because the FLFL, ang babaeng ahas is playing around in the smugglers in our country regarding agricultural products or whatever. Okay, let's buy the truth. Go by the truth, not covering, right? So it's not good to idolize. It's not good, it's good to idolize, rather. It's good to idolize and to play idolatry. Idolatry meaning a fanatic to somebody else because you like to be that with them, you like to achieve what they achieve. But if you think that is wrong already, then you have to stop it. You get a point. So you are spreading misinformation to the public. And that's not good, remember. So we are vloggers. We are supposed to be an influencer for a positive impact. You get the point? We are not influencer from the bad side. Though we can state that, but at the end, we will need to discuss out from that to have a lesson and we share that to the public. Okay, but if you will never try to do that, you will abide the situations that our country existing today, paid by the money, wealth, popularity, and everything, then you are the poorest among the poorest vlogger in the whole world. Okay. You get the point? Everybody will die. You cannot benefit that after death. What's the benefit? Okay, you get the point of covering our true colors, repetition, and dignity. Okay? Or say indignation, right? Dignity, nakakaloka. Okay guys, mabalik na nagyaw na po kuno. Okay, sorry kay guys. In my vlog, there's a lot of sermon. Okay, you got the point? Because I want really to stress and emphasize, beneficial, vlogs that's full of substance. You got the point? So I don't want to deal with mediocre. Shallow. You got the point? Sayaw lang, like that. We should exercise our brain. Okay? Mind exercise. Brain power is to change the world for a better place to live in. Because if we have to deal always in emotions and feelings, then problem. There will be no agreeing to some points and everybody will have polarized mind. And then we will not agree to some points. So we should use our brain. That's why God put the brain above in the head. It's above than our heart. In terms of height, positioning. Nakakaloka. Okay, that's the point. For example, we have the trunk here. Here. A trunk? A trunk is a vertical height of a human body from the shoulder to the waist. That's a technical term. Here. Trunk. T-R-U-N-K. Another also synonym, homonym. Because homonym, the same spelling, but different in meaning. You get the point? Antonym, okay, opposite in meaning. And then synonym, similar meaning or parallel in meaning. You get the point? Since I said trunk, from the shoulder to the waist, this is the first meaning of the trunk, but the same spelling. We have also trunk by the elephant, like in their nose, the distance, like very long. That's also trunk, T-R-U-N-K. And we have also a trunk like a container, not a container, like a big metallic wallet, just like what do you call this one? I'm not really into, bringing a very big, what do you call this one? It's in my tongue, like a square or rectangular, hardened, rectangular. I can describe, but I cannot say that correct in one word. Okay, the metallic, hardened, meaning very hard, like what is it? Suitcase. C-U-I-T-C-A-S-E. Sometimes you'll put money in there, all bills, and then you can see this in the movie when they carry that. For example, they are the enemy of the actor, the star actor, and they will try to steal the money in suitcase, right? S-U-I-T-C-A-S-E, suitcase. It's not suitcase, suitcase. Wow. Okay, so that's gonna be like that. That's also a trunk. T-R-U-N-K in another meaning or name. So that's why homonyms, okay? Because there are three meanings, but the same spelling. You got the point? T-R-U-N-K. That's also part of vocabulary, okay? The homonym, the antonym, and the synonym. We are not into phonetics and pronunciation, if we deal with vocabulary, it has not to do something with that. Okay? You get the point? Okay, we are not dealing with sounding kasi, okay, or pronunciation, or enunciation, or diction. You get the point? So now dito, jubilant. What is a jubilant? Oh my gosh! I love that guy because he is so jubilant. Even though small blessings that comes in his life, he will be jubilant. I wonder why. I love his personality. I love his personality though. Diba? So jubilant meaning ecstasy. Okay, jubilant to be vibrant, to be happy, to be full of energy, euphoria, things like that. A joy, gay, being gay meaning happy. Okay, and then thrill with excitement, full of energy, meaning vibrant, meaning active. Once you are happy, you are full of energy, right? You get the point. So, and you are also delightful. Wow, my gosh. My gosh, he is so delightful. Okay, like that meaning he always smiled like that. He's full of energy, and he always captivate other people the way he talks like that, and everybody got amused. like that. Or being hilarious also is a quality also of having this quality of being delightful. You get the point? And jubilant. Okay, Gubilant. It's not used every time. It's used most of the times in a party. Party the sentence, how you do it. Okay. Oh my gosh, the participants in that party are so jubilant. Ganon. So mali pa yun. Things like that, joyful, ganon. Okay, ecstasy. Okay, you get the point. So, and euphoria. Euphoria is the highest form of happiness. Meaning it's permanent happiness. Extreme happiness cannot be bought by money. You get the point? So what's this level of happiness all about? This is governed by the wisdom of God. Things like that. So this is really, oh my gosh, I am in euphoria. I understand really the doctrines of our religion. Okay? Extreme happiness. This is not temporary and momentarily that the world can offer, such like a leisure, a luxurious car, a luxurious a world-class two-story house like that, or a reputation of being a lawyer, a doctor like that, or a businessman. So these are all temporary. But you know, being in a euphoria is extreme happiness. You could, because this is permanent happiness that you know fortified or blended with perpetual joy. Wow, perpetual joy, meaning immeasurable, infinite, boundless things like that. You cannot measure. Okay, it's beyond our imagination. It's beyond our understanding. It's beyond our comprehension. You get the point? So things like that. But it's totally the same also to be happy. Okay, I'm saying that temporary happiness like that. So if you're delightful, it doesn't mean all the time you are delightful also. Meaning that's temporary only. You get the point? So delightful, oh ganon. Happy, joy. Actually, joy is a little bit higher than happy, or being happy, because joy, it's more on, again, with religion. Things like, oh, I found the real joy inside my heart. Ganon. Get the point? So, more na siya mga meaning-meaning chuba-chuchu, ha? So, once you feel that in your life, so meaning to say you are vibrant, you are active, you are energetic, you are alert always, okay, in whatever, okay, you're activated always to do goods, to do deeds, good deeds, okay, with plural, ha? Deeds, okay, good deeds. You get the point? Okay, sorry po on the spot kasi. You got the point. Okay, we have here lenient. Lenient meaning light and moderate. Wow! His or her comprehension, not really wow, because you are not saluting him. Okay, you are not really acknowledging in a superlative manner. Oh, so that your expression also will matter, right? You'll say, oh, his learning is lenient, meaning light and moderate, not really that supreme. Wow, supreme, right? Supreme or superlative is just the same. Supreme or highest extent talaga siya. Okay? Sa kinasukdulan na talaga siya. Okay, you got the points like that. So lenient is light only, slight only, moderate only, like that. You got the point, that's lenient. Oh, he has only lenient knowledge of being an engineer, because when I asked him about what's the formula of pressure, he cannot even state that one. And it's very, very basic in physics. Like that. So you will have an impression, your first impression, that he is only lenient, not really that tough. You get the point? Because a tough engineer can always recall the basic formulas in engineering, whether either be science, pure sciences, or math. You get the point? Things like that. And now we have here handy. Okay. Handy. You know, handy meaning capable of being manageable, meaning to say you can really handle that. That's handy from the word itself, right? And the other definition would be useful, then sometimes practical, convenient, comfortable, like that. Oh my gosh, that laptop is so comfortable for me to carry. That would mean also handy. Okay, you get the point? So you can play around with synonyms, okay? Oh my gosh, it's convenient for me to lift this chair because this is light only. light material, things like that. Made of light materials, things like that. So it's easy for me. So we need to say, use a handy, like that, convenient, comfortable, like that. So that's why useful also, because in another sentence you can do that also. Okay, for example, oh, this mobile phone screen protector is useful. That's why I can carry this very well under the heat of the sun. Kakaloka naman. Protector kasi. You get the point? It's gonna be useful. So it looks like you can also attach useful to handy. It depends on the sentence how you manage. You get the point. You justify by, or you back up with that, the sense how it is being used. You get the point? Ganon. You get the point? So sometimes also practical. So once it is handy and it is really practical, not complex to manage, things like that. Okay, you get the point. But it depends on the sense talaga, ha. You need to do it appropriately when to use in a sentence. You get the point? Because it will matter a lot, because it look like awkward and not good to listen like that if your purpose only is to insert, just to impress the viewers, the audience, and the other people, your colleagues, that you have a good vocabulary. No need to do that, because it will really echo or radiate normally or naturally without any effort or without any forced. It's near natural, okay? Because normally, if you do that so many times as your culture, no need to always incorporate every time just to show that you know the meaning. You get the point? Things like that. Okay, and vocabulary is continuous practice and learning also. You may start that in your high school, going to your college, your work, or wherever you are. So you will apply that, especially in reporting, documentation, delivering training, symposium, conferences, like that, editing or proofreading, like that, or summarizing, whatever. Okay, it depends on the job you have. Okay, things like that. So it's gonna be handy. And now let's go to captivate. Oh my gosh, I want to captivate your heart. Wow. What do you mean by captivate? Meaning you need to capture. You get the I want to capture. So meaning, for example, you want to capture the whole attention of the audience, especially if you are singing in a world-class manner. And then you want to captivate, meaning you want to capture the whole attention of the audience to be focused on you. So this is the meaning of captivate. Not only that, it's also applicable in when you try to influence other people with their emotions, feelings, or whatever. So you captivate them. Okay, things like that. What else? Or you need to attract them fully. That's also part of captivating. Because once you captivate them, there's a feeling of attraction, of course. You get the point? There's a feeling of being magnetized. Okay, I use the chemistry terminology in connection to the English language. So you can use also sometimes the technical, terms in science. You need to magnetize them, meaning you need to do a lot of attraction, or influenced or capturing them to catch their attention. This is captivated or influence them, like that. Or in short, in a complex understanding, you need to confine them. Meaning, you need to trap them so that they will be fully attracted to you or convinced to you. There's a lot of terminologies that you try to say. It depends again on how you use the sentence. That's why we need to introduce you the multiple or several synonyms, because it has, the same meaning. It depends on the sentence you are using. You get the point? Things like that. But it implies one common denominator: to capture, to attract, to influence, to call, to catch the attention, things like that. Okay. Oh, I need to wear a sexy panty to captivate my crush. Things like that. Because you have crush with that guy, if you're a girl, then you wear a bikini like that to show your white skin to captivate the guy. Right? So this is the definition of captivate. So it looks like a little closer to seduce, but seduce acquires malicious intent. But captivation, if you are captivated, it has not to do something with malicious thing. There's no bastos in it. You get the point? But if you try to connect a little bit, it would be also pasok sa banga. If you try to seduce, meaning you captivate. You gain the attraction. You catch the attention, right? But it's not really fully equal to the other synonyms because it has to do something with malicious intention to seduce somebody else. Okay? To seduce somebody else and you try to be seductive. Okay, you change your attire, you change your wearing style, or you put a lot of makeup, or you buy a lot of cosmetic products just to be pretty or to be handsome to captivate. Oh, see, to captivate and seduce your crush somewhere out there. You get the point? So that's the meaning of captivate. Okay, so how this is already there. It's very easy, right? So captivate. I stated it clearly, and it's up to you how to use in a sentence, right? Things like that. So it's gonna be like that. Okay, confinement meaning you confine your attention to a specific undertaking or activity or task. So in that way, if you are confining, meaning you are not going out, steady, meaning you are also attracting the attention because you are confined. You cannot move freely. Your attention was closed to him or her only. So that's why it has this meaning, the confinement and captivate. And imprisonment, actually a little bit far. Okay, because imprisonment, it has to do something with jail. You know, it talks about the fugitive prisoners of war, whatever things like, or the criminalities, they were caught and they were sanctioned and put into jail because the evidence are so strong during the legal court proceeding, then they will be put into jail. You get the point? It's imprisonment, imprisonment like that. So how can we use this captivation in terms of imprisonment? Things like that. Okay, so you can also that use there. Okay, so actually the imprisonment here is not literal. Okay, get the point. Oh, you will say, Junjun tried to imprison the feelings of others when he rendered his performance last night. Oh, okay, imprison, meaning not literal in understanding, but it has the same meaning with influence, attracting, capturing, like that. Only the word is changed, but you know, it has the same meaning, but it looks like awkward, but it's possible. That's vocabulary all about. You need to use in another sentence, but still it's okay. You get the point? So for others, maybe it sounds awkward because they are not familiar to that, but it's possible. You remember? Sometimes you can use the verb as a noun. For example, advise and advice. What's the spelling? Advice noun. A-D-V-I-C-E. Advice verb. A-D-V-I-S-E. When can you use in a sentence? When advice used in a sentence, you use that as an action verb. You get the point? I advise my friend to be out from false claims. Right? That, okay? You get the point? So that he will be or she will not be in trouble. Like that. And then another. My advice to him is very useful. See? It changed his life thoroughly. Another vocabulary. What's thoroughly? Meaning completely or entirely, accordingly, like that. Okay, so I use only thoroughly, a little bit of complex, right? But it has the same meaning. Okay, you get the point. So things like that. Okay, so that is really captivate, advice, sorry. Ako naman na din gilink, no? Muna siya ang, pwede siya ma-verb, pwede siya ma-noun. So, in this case, what is really advice? What type of verb is advice here? The ADVISE. So it turned now to become a gerund. A gerund verb again, class. A gerund verb is sometimes used as a noun in a sentence. That's gerund verb. You get that point? So in examination in the future, blank is a verb that used as a noun at the same time. What kind of verb is that? Your answer will be gerund verb. Because sometimes in examination, fill in the blanks only. There's no multiple choice. You get the point? This is to calibrate. and to maximize your total academic learning by not just depending on the multiple choice or true or false questions. You need to vary your understanding in a different, diverse questioning or type of questions. Diverse, meaning a variety, a wide array of questions or multiple types of questions in different forms, types, and kinds. So there's going to be a variety or variance. You got the point. So I think that's diverse, so diversification. That's why we have biodiversity in biology. Okay, so if you study pure science, example biology, chemistry, physics, like that. So biodiversity is very, very important because in the first place, pure science is a broad statement, okay, broad subject, meaning wide and extensive. You get the point? So enormous. Well, enormous meaning large, wide, like that. So, mura na siyang enormous. Okay, you get the point? Junjun enormously explain the word advice in other context usage in a sentence. So, meaning to say enormously. Meaning, aside from that, there's another blah, 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 so and so, blah, 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 so and so. So, you are really using different passable terminologies. Enormous. Enormous. Okay, get the point. By quantity, large quantity, large units, or how many, so many, like that, big, like that. So you can, sometimes you can, you play around. Okay, that's why we need to improve our vocabulary. This is not really forcing you because your work it has not to do something with it, but this can be used in the future if you have a wide, learning and you want to explore more what the world can offer to you, meaning the probability of extending your greener pasture somewhere along the way, meaning you are not focused only to one job, you may migrate to another, like that, after 6 years, after 4 years. But if you know how, if you don't have choice anymore, then you can not learn because it's in yourself that you are to be stagnant. But if you want to move on, keep on going, then you need to learn, right? So not only vocabulary, but also other topics. That's what I mentioned here. Science, health, education, technology, politics, safety, food, sports, movies, music. Then if you are only playing cricket, then you will also experience how to play basketball. So this versatility, you get the point? Multi-talented, things like that. Okay, meaning flexibility, meaning mastery of different specialization is an advantage in this contemporary world. You get the point? If you're a chemist permanently, you should also have another specialization. You know how to cook, you know how to bake. Because, for example, if the company will be closed, where you will be after that? You do business, things like that. So that's the advantage to have a variety of specializations and mastery and expertise apart from you. Or for example, if I don't have work anymore, I can be an English tutor, okay, for a kindergarten class or elementary pupils somewhere along the way. Or I could be a teacher in a public schools or university or institution, by the way. Things like that because you have another talent. And I can teach chemistry, I can teach physics, like that. You get the point? Or I could be also going back to my chemical engineer specialization, even though I am a safety engineer right now. So I can also be an entertainer because I have the talent of singing, dancing, and I can also project humor in a showmanship in the stage, in whatever. See, like that, we can extend our talents that God gave to us, not only focusing to one area, right? So this is really the real talk. Okay? You got the point. If this one will fail, then you have another choices. You have another options in life. Things like that, okay? As your bread and butter. But if you don't have really choices because you don't want to learn, it's up to you. That's your life. You have also the freedom to do that permanently. I'm just telling the truth that it should be the way. You get the point? It should be supposed the best thing to do in life. Okay, you get the point? Regardless of who we are. Whether we are professional, whether we're a laborer, whether we are a teacher, a lawyer, an engineer, a chemist, or whatever, name it, in all levels and forms in the society, or whatever you are, a type A or a class A citizen, a class B citizen, or whatever in this world. Okay, like that. Okay, but that would be also temporary, only because God will not measure us when we die after that one. We are all equal in the eyes of God also after death. There's no such president, there's no such senator, there's no such governor, there's no such engineer, there's no such a lawyer. All of us are equal in the eyes of God after death. Okay, there's no material things anymore there in the next life. That's what we believe according to our Christian doctrine, and we don't know also what's the doctrine of other religions as well. So we cannot also judge them. But if we stick to our principles based on our doctrine and religion, then all of us will be equal in the eyes of God. That's why we need to not too much focus on worldly pleasures and leisures and wealth. That this is gonna be rotten, and then during our death, we will just be eaten by an earthworm. As simply as that. And then we are very, very arrogant, blah, 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 so and so, that we are very rich, like that. We go different places in the world. You have so many money, and then your experience, whatever, consultant, whatever. But then in the long run, after all of us will die. Okay? That's why I'm telling you every time, we need to be a good example. We need to be a good paradigm to anybody else, to inspire their lives, to do what's best that could produce a positive impact in the society and in the community. In that way, we are fulfilled and we are the most successful individual in the entire world. If our mentality and perception is like that, and we have a positive outlook in our life. So we need to establish always a positivism, and that's why it's really a requirement to be a positive thinker. By the way, you get the point. So going back to our number, I'm very talkative, right, and conversant. At least I'm giving lessons to everybody else, right? Okay, we have here genuine. Let's go first the blend. What do you mean by blend? Oh, blend 45, one brand of a coffee. Oh, like that. I love blend 45 or greatest coffee. So what's the mixtures of this? What's the compositions of this? It is blended with organic acid or organic compound. Example only for the purpose of discussion, just to say it, okay? Like that. I'm not telling here chemistry grammar. I'm telling here English grammar. You get the point? So I will say, oh, do you blend your menu with salt so that it will taste good after? Oh, don't blend that with too much salts because it contains a carcinogen monosodium glutamate. It is very, very dangerous to our mental health. So it can cause neurological diseases. So avoid excessive putting of salts in our cooking menu like that. So blend, meaning you have to mix it. We need to fortify it. We need to combine. Okay, we need to, so you can also sometimes use unite, but in another sense of a sentence, because combine is to you have unity, right? Combine, blend, but in the other context, and not on the food. Okay, but usually blend can be applied in the cooking, but also in the, let's say, in the race. Oh my gosh, the Bangladesh is blended with Indian people as well as Filipinos in that particular company. Oh, I love it. There's a diversification of races, and that could only imply that there is unity in the global scale. Wow, unity, right? Because there's a immersion of different races. So there will be understanding, peace, love, and unity. So meaning there's a blend of various cultures and traditions and religions at the same time, right? So that's gonna be blending or blended. Okay, combine, unite, fortified, or mix. MIX. Okay, so one technique to blend is to pour, to put, to add, right? Another action verb. Apart from that, it's impossible. You need to blend it. You don't put. Okay, you don't pour. You don't associate. You don't unite. You don't combine. Things like that are similar in nature. But it's up to you how to use that in a sentence. You get a point. And it's gonna be blend. Number 11, genuine. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm already 47 years old in this contemporary world, but I rarely found a genuine friend in my entire life. I found it, guys, that the most genuine is only my Almighty God, because He will never despise me and He will never put me down. He will never judge me nor condemn me. Things like that. Okay, so genuine meaning authentic, trustworthy, honest. Okay, meaning faithful. Things like that. Primitive. meaning true, undeniably true, permanent truth, not not shallow or not really fickle-minded. Fickle-minded, changeable. You need to say, oh, he has a fickle-minded principle in life, meaning always changing. It depends on the person who is talking, and his principle in life will change. So he is having a fickle-minded principle in life. So being genuine is not like that. You should be adamant. You not be adamant. Adamant behavior meaning you are really steadfast and consistent with your own principle, even though whoever they are, who they are, you will never change. So you are fixed in your principle. So this is gonna be the meaning of genuine: truthfulness, okay, faithfulness, honest, authentic, original, things like that. You get the point? Or primitive, things like that. Okay. Number 12, fragile. Fragile. What is a fragile? Oh, Sir Sotorio, I only see, or I saw fragile declared and reflected in the packaging of the OFW in their baggage, the carton baggage. I saw that there, Sir Sotero, fragile. What does it mean? Okay, fragile meaning easily to be broken. Okay, fragile meaning easily to be fragmented. Wow, laon ba? Fragmented meaning fragmented. Fragment meaning a small particles of glass material. After shattering it, you need to shatter it on the floor, or haggis. That's shattering in English, right? And then the small particles of this glass or a bildu is known as a fragments. Fragments. So when it will become fragments, that original material, that's the correct pronunciation kasi the letter T is in the middle of the staircase, okay, in pronunciation. Okay, the material, wag na. Okay, the original material is a fragile. Okay, fragile. Or if you can use that in another sentence also, since it is easily be broken, you can apply that also to a state, or a quality, or an attitude, or a character, or personality. Oh, you're also very fragile in your attitude, meaning you are very, very weak. You always feel meek, weak, and very, belittled by yourself. You get the point? So meek, M-E-E-K, or weak, W-E-A-K. So you will be easily lost faith. You are always less strength. You have less strength always. All the time you will feel lost hope. You all lost hope always. Things like that, because of your weaknesses. You are very weak. That's also fragile, being fragile. So meaning to say, it has the same meaning but in another context. But if you try to apply that in a sentence, you can also apply, for example, oh, my personality today is very fragile. I always got discouraged because my jowa separated from me. You get the point? Jowa. Okay, what's jowa? Jowa is either girlfriend or boyfriend. Okay, you get the point? Or a lover. Things like that. That is a fabricated term by a bilingual society, or the LGBTQ community. They love to create, words that try to spread even though non-existent in the dictionary. That's why it can decline the ability of our young students to be a good speaker someday. They cannot have a good communication skill because we always curtail, we always shortcut the words, and in our text, in our chats, and then we love to talk in a shortcut way. So that could not be not relevant or useful for me. We need to practice, and we need to always use fabricated words in which non-existent. For example, maritus, things like that. That is not good because it's only fabricated. Okay, you get the point. So for example, if we agreed on that, but you should also use grammar in that. If we apply that to men, that is parites, not marites, because marites is meaning for that is mare, ano ang latest. But then we are talking, the boys are talking, they are married, they are not girls. Sometimes we don't use our brain. Sometimes magbinugo jud ta guys, no? So because the one who are using that are Vice Ganda, the one who are using that are Corina Sanchez, the one are using that are, let's say, Nori Di Castro, the one is using that is, let's say, for example, like for the purpose of discussion, Tony Gonzaga, and we fully believe them because we idolize them, because we are a showbiz-minded person, we're a fanatic to them, we're a fan to them, even though their statements used are already in error. We kept on using that because that's the use trending, and that's wrong. It will never teach our young students to be lucrative and prolific in terms of knowledge. You get the point? So it can deteriorate the mental cognitive ability of our young students. So they will not be competitive academically. This is really true. That's why most of our students cannot speak very well. Okay, full, fluent in even in Tagalog, they cannot fully talk sometimes. Okay, because this is the reason we kept on using words fabricated, non-existent in dictionary, journalism, and in literature. You get the point? So sometimes we fan of, acronyming. It's good, but sometimes you need to express the meaning of that acronym so that our young children can understand what's that all about, and we keep that using in our normal conversation. And the 1-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, sons and daughters, what's that all about? I cannot understand. And he wait for grade 1 to understand the terminology in a family structure. Okay, you are the parents, you should have a good parental guidance. Mentoring and educating them academically is part of your responsibility. It's not a full responsibility of the mentors and educators in the school. In fact, you should be the number one teacher, because they will be growing up in an upright manner, based on ethical standards, how to project in the public using the proper decorum, the good manners and right conduct, and the proper values that we could show to the world, right? So that to avoid this negative impacts such as bullying, word fighting, verbal fighting, unhealthy competition. Unhealthy competition meaning you need to compete but you use other people to drag them down, things like that, or you try to despise negatively at their back. So this is not a healthy competition. If you want to have a healthy and academic competition, do not drag other people. You get the point? Do it by yourself. You get the point? So this is a healthy competition. What I mean is unhealthy competition. You get the point? For example, if you try to sell mango fruits in your community, and you also sell mango in your community because you are seeing them very productive and have a higher profit. It's not like that. Okay, you get the point? You need to have your own or other business because it's so obvious that you are competing with them like that. Or you will also try to explain if that is the case, because you need to justify, because that's not ethical also. You are having the same products and you are only 0.5 meter away. You get the point? So you don't have respect in that situation. You gain education, supposedly you have a built-in respect already because it has been taught by our teachers in our education, right? And then if that's the case, you don't respect because it looks like a competition that is because of wealth, money, like it's not good really, 1000%. Create your own originality. That's what I told you. We need to create versatility, okay, flexibility, mastery of different specialization so that we cannot copy. Because if that is the case, we became hopeless romantics for that. Meaning hopeless. We don't have another choice, and then to the extent you will be quarreling with each other because the issues of competing at the same products, right? And you are only 0.2 meters very near. It's okay if you are on another barangay or another city, but you are on very close and you're also doing your business in the same product. Oh my gosh, di ba nakakaloka? Okay, you get the point. That's why I'm always telling you to establish uniqueness and versatility and flexibility and go to specializations. Okay, meaning livelihood, talents, that you can do in the future if you lose your job. You get the point? The things like that. Okay, so that's motor skills, motor skills ability, right? Using our hands, our eyes, our feet. Okay, if you cannot manage to do it mentally, then you do it physically. You get the point. If you're not good mentally, then do it in physical. If you're not good in physical, then do it mentally. You get the point. So there are a lot of things to make the world go round and to make the world relevant to all the people in the world. We should be a paradigm to a positive results, meaning to say an example to the betterment of the quality of life. Okay, going to number 13, too much talking, right? At least it is useful and beneficial rather than no substance, just like doing TED Talk, right? Okay, number 13, mesmerize. What's the meaning of mesmerize? Okay, when you try to mesmerize something, it looks like also captivating. But the only difference is you need to fascinate, meaning it involves now the actions of being lively and you project a lot of attractiveness. Okay, you get the point? Fascinated, you are hypnotized, things like hypnotized, meaning you are fully attracted by a person, by a someone, or by a situation. That is hypnotized. Oh my gosh, I was hypnotized by Charis Pengpenko, the way she sings. It's so world class, guys. Oh, I cannot help it but thumbs up, goosebumps, like that. You get the point. So things like that. So it will help you a lot if you have feelings and emotions when you talk, huh? That's why if you cite an examples on the spot, you need to have emotions, feelings, intonation so that you can create sentence on the spot without looking books, without looking the websites. Okay? Or when you do the teaching in school, you don't bring any books. Okay, you don't bring any notebook. You just go by the flow with your own, your ability in teaching. Look, maybe it's just only me, high standards, but it would be better for me that a teacher don't have notebook, don't have books when they discuss. But it's possible, right? Maybe it's only few, but some of the top notchers they do that. But the way also they deliver their discussion is not also effective. You get the point? Though they don't bring books. Just like our instructor before in differential calculus, top number 1 in Chemical Engineers Board Examination 1970, things like that. Okay, Mr. Sigura, I forgot. Then he's very brilliant, really, without bringing books like that. I salute first impression, but the way he discussed also is not really that detailed because he is so brilliant. He tried to shortcut everything, the same as his mental ability. So this is the disadvantage of a very genius instructor. You will try to project the minds of the students the same as them. That's why some students cannot cope up, especially the average-minded students, only the slow learners as well. You get the point? So even though you are not a very brilliant teachers, just go with the majority. Your projection of learning must be in the majority of the minds of the students or the abilities or cognitive intelligence of the students. It has to do with the brain. When you say cognitive, you get the point. So, anak siya dapat, no? But they're also good, but I found it only few. Okay? Because finish like that. As quick as a lightning with 3 times 10 to the 8 meter per second, the speed of light in a vacuum by the theory of relativity of Albert Einstein. Okay, you get the point. So we have here number 14. Recapitulate. Oh my gosh, what's that? Okay, so prefix that involves re, meaning to repeat, or to say it again, or to state it again. That's why you always put that in your brain cells. For example, regeneration, meaning it generated again and again and again because there's a prefix re. Regeneration, regenerate, like that. Okay, so muna siyang technique in the prefix. So if you use re, and here, recapitulate. So your root word here is capitulate already, and you have to recapitulate, meaning you have to repeat. Capitulating, meaning action verb. So what is capitulate in English? Meaning this is stating, meaning you need to restate again and again and again. For example, I am a teacher. I need to restate my lessons and discussion again and again so that my students will understand. So this is going to be restate or recapitulate. Okay, recapitulate. Things like that. Okay? Kapi. So you should memorize in the Bisaya. Oh, magkapi taron. So that you will never lose the memorization technique. Oh, kapi. Oh, recapitulate. So that during your memorization, you will never get lost. So me also before when I was in high school, I came to think with an object first so that it would easy for me to memorize things like that. You get the point? So that's also, though it is a minor technique only, but it will help also to recognize well, especially the learnings, because some learnings and knowledge will vanish through the test of time or through the years passed by. You get the point? Especially if you are not hooked into and you are not really serious into, and especially if it is far from your specialization and course or your profession that do not create interest in you, right? For example, if I am a business administration and chemical reaction is very far from being in business administration, even though you learned a lot in your general chemistry lecture 1 and 2, you may opt to forget those covalent banding, ionic banding, molecular banding. You get the point? So things like that. Okay, but there are also few that will never forget. It depends on the mental ability of the individual. Okay, we cannot judge. Okay, according to our impression. You get the point? We can normally judge based on the way how we deal with them to a matter of time. Sometimes first impression will also not last. Okay, you get the point? But if you see them or you hear them doing repeatedly in that manner, so you can also approve, oh, really, he is really like that. But sometimes it's not like that also. Because sometimes, for example, if I will deliver a training regarding to ergonomics, and then you studied a lot about ergonomics and you script out that 1, 2, 3, 4, so that, and you practice that in the mirror, okay, before delivering the training, so that as if you can deliver it spontaneously with perfection. Now, if you're given on the spot a topic not ergonomics anymore, manual handling nga. So that would also identify, that's what we call mastery and expertise. Even though the topics are already not the same anymore, you can still have an idea, an opinion, and you can deliver that spontaneously and fluently with articulation of grammar accuracy, grammar range, vocabulary, and your lexical wizards in English language, and also in literature connected with also phonetics, pronunciation, like that, and everything about English language, right? Okay. To those who can relate, especially education major in English, who are teaching English in high school, in a university, in an institution. You can relate with me, right? Okay. So you may wonder why I'm an engineer, but I'm talking in English or I'm discussing with English because I love to do it. It doesn't mean that is not my specialization. I don't know how to cater vlogs on that. It depends if I researched a lot, if I studied a lot, if I love it too much, if I have passion, dedication, commitment, and devotion to do that, then I can manage very well. You get the point? So the first thing is to love what you are doing so that you can create enthusiasm in that, meaning the willingness to do that and the interest to do that. You get the point? If that is the case, then you will be happy in doing that regularly. You get the point? But the one requirement is to love that first, by heart, by mind, body, and soul, before going further or before your progression starts. Progression, meaning you need to do it constantly. Get the point? Things like that. Muna siya ang recapitulate uli. Okay, reiterate, repeat, restate, reiterated. I reiterated the fallacy, but again, they are very reluctant to learn. What's reluctant? Meaning unwilling. You get the point? So reiterated meaning repeat, restated, reiterated, like that. Reuttered. Or in another way around, you can do that also, sum up or summarized. It's also okay. Because once you summarize, you already repeat that out of a general conclusion or whatever. When you summarize something, you already read that. How can you summarize if you did not read that at first? So it means that you do that act twice. So that means re, prefix in English, that would mean to repeat certain verb, action, verb. You get the point. Reiterate, restate. Okay, you get the point. Reuttered. Okay, you get the point. It depends on you how to do that. Summarize, sum up, like that. Recapitulate. The recapitulate is looks like complex in nature. Then sometimes you will use this if you are trying to compete already because it's already very profound. Profound meaning deep. Okay, so in depth, in dash dept, in depth, or profound or deep, or let's say diverse or broad, things like that. Okay, open to a little, open to some comprehension, deep comprehension. You get the point? Lounge yung comprehension mo, di na siya. Okay, you get the profound. Okay, Mika. Oh my gosh, I need to recapitulate my summary later. Charot. I need to recapitulate my report because so that they will understand what I'm trying to talk. Get the point after my discussion. Oh my God, what's this all about? I cannot recapitulate the story even though I heard it fully. There's something wrong with my comprehension. I don't know why. Like that. Okay, feelings, right? If you deal with feelings, you can easily, speak up. Speak up and shout to the world that you are really good in English language. Wow. Okay, get the point. Okay, number 15. Inculcate. What is inculcate? Wow. Okay. Example. Teacher Nepomuceno or teacher Junjun inculcate the lessons well to his students so that the students will learn a lot when they grow up. Right? Inculcate meaning instill, ipasok, instill, engrave, okay, like that. Implant, implant, because there's also implant, right? Implant, and then introduce to the mind again and again and again so that it will be not forgotten. So that inculcate like that. OWA staffs discussed on their PDOS to inculcate the do's and don'ts of being an OFW in Saudi Arabia. Inculcate, meaning instill, engrave, implant, okay, like that, or put into the minds of the students or anybody again and again and again so that it will not be forgotten. You get the point? Or it will not vanish from their memory, things like that. Or so that they will never forget. You get the point? That's inculcate. Okay, class, any questions so far for this 16 vocabularies or let's say new terms? You get the point? Okay, so I follow only the grammar. Change Y to IES if that is plural, but I don't know also if this is an unaccountable noun. Because the rule in English, guys, you don't have to put S if it is an unaccountable noun, meaning you cannot account that quantifiably. For example, information, equipment, food, knowledge. There's no S. The singular form will be also the plural form, but you have to put additional modal verb. For example, plenty of equipment inside in the mechanical workshop. Oh my gosh, I need to learn it. Okay, I learned how to operate it. So we need to say equipment, whether one or so many, it's still equipment. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love to learn adequate information or enormous information so that I could be able to grow as a better person in society, and it will lead me also to become matured. Ganon. Things like that. So, you need to use information whether how many or how several or how plenty is that. There's no S in information. It's still, there's no informations. Okay? You cannot find informations in dictionary or any write-up in an article. If there are, that's wrong grammar. Okay? Because that's unaccountable noun. Okay, you got the point. So, you need to learn also these nouns. Okay, there's a lot of this. Proper noun, common noun, collective noun, abstract noun. You get the point. Unaccountable noun, collective noun, things like that. Okay, there's a lot. You get the point. Transitive or intransitive. We have also like that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Oy, teacher, Madam Donna Caraca is there. There are or are there? Okay. Intransitive and transitive nouns. I don't know. I forgot also. Okay, things like that. So again, this will be obtained from reading, watching, and listening, science, health, education, technology, politics, safety, religion, food, sports, movies, music, entertainment, engineering, computer, medical, money matters, finance, transportation, history, environment, and business. So if you love to read, watch, listen in these various topics or documentaries regarding this, then you learn a lot of vocabulary. Okay, and master that in a sentence so that you can talk straight and fluently in English language. We are not aiming to become perfect, but at least we can speak in a spontaneous manner. Just like me, sometimes nasapit akong tila, right? But I'll try my very, very best to talk spontaneously, right? So I avoid talking in Bisaya, right? And Tagalog. You get the point. Sometimes I forgot also the deep Tagalog words and deep Bisaya words. Sorry guys, I'm not an American citizen, but you know, I love really, I'm comfortable with this. You get the point. Sorry, sa maingon ako ng bugiroon ko, this is my natural. Okay, what you see is what you get. You can judge me, you can condemn me, you can put me on the ground, you can criticize me, whatever, I don't care. As long as I love talking in English, because I'm convenient. Okay, I'm comfortable with it. You get the point? So things like that, para-paraan ang life. You get the point? Thank you so much for watching my vlog, for my boring vlog and very conventional vlog. There's no animation, there's no attraction, right? There's no tempting to the eyes. Only the content. You get the point? And sermon. The lessons in life. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it. You can comment down below in the comment section. You can put emoji. You can comment whatever. As long as we will still observe professionalism and the rules and the policies of our YT administration will be respected above all. Okay? Things like that. And if you want really to object and you want me to correct, then I can also issue an errata statement or an erratum statement. You know what it means, right? Erroneous statement. You get the point? Then I will put that in my description and my heading in my YT video, and you can comment me or chat me in the FB Messenger, my PM me there so that I can correct myself. That's why I always tell you that you need to verify, scrutinize, re-examine, cross-examine, double-check every word that came out from my mouth. Okay, because there's no perfection. Okay, you got the point. Things like that. Anybody can commit mistakes in this contemporary world. It doesn't mean that you are a summa cum laude, comma cum laude, or graduate with honors. It's still not a guarantee. You get the point, because we have equal opportunity to learn. Okay, we are all equal in the eyes of God. Thank you so much. I am grateful if you can have subscription. Or if you can subscribe my YT channel if you haven't yet subscribed, right? So I will be very, very grateful for that. And to those who subscribed already, I'm very, very happy. It extends to the heaven. Okay, my happiness is immeasurable. Thank you so much, guys. My revenues are kept escalating, though it's not higher. At least I can buy bitchin, buwad, asin, patis, mantika, kamatis. In the future, makapalit ako bugas, in fairness, if I lost my job. Okay? This will be passive income, but to be honest with you guys, this will be budgeted, and this will be going to a charitable organization, because that's my advocacy. You get the point, my revenue for this. This is not my own, for my advocacy charitable organization in the future. Okay, because we need to be relevant in the society, and this is also what God really wants us to share the blessings to anybody else, and to help them out of, you know, lacks of finances or whatever. Okay, but the clue is you don't have to help if you don't have also much. You get the point? So you don't have to force, because you're also pretending, right? Just help accordingly with ease, you know, bukal sa loob. You get the point? Things like that. So you need to be true to yourself. Okay? But it's good to help, especially when you help somebody reach their dream. So that is the biggest achievement you can have in your entire life. You get the point? It's not really tantamount to the wealth, to the popularity, to the money. The most important part, you make them happy and fulfilled to achieve their dream. Because you help them, then that's the best success that the world can offer. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. Remember this, that Jesus loves us. Bye-bye.